Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to film this video today. I feel like I haven't done like a sit down makeup chatty video for so long. I am racing with the light. It is 1:30, which sounds ridiculous, but it's just so dark at the moment in the UK, but I think everything's picking up brighter on camera, which is great. Sorry if I do look a bit washed out. I'm not using my big fancy camera because it takes a long time to set up. Always makes me nervous that something's going to go wrong or the microphone's not going to work. I think this quality is good enough, and it's more about like the person you're watching and what they're saying and what they're doing. That's my personal opinion, but let me know what you guys think, because I'm always thinking like, do I need to use a super fancy camera? Is this camera okay? I think it's okay, but let me know if you can see everything clearly, and if you can't, I'll do something different next time. So today I thought I would show you my kind of current makeup routine. I've put up a few photos on Instagram on stories recently, and you guys have said, can you show me your like glowy makeup routine? Some things are different, some things you would have seen before, so I thought I would do that today. And then also, just to make it a little bit more interesting, I asked on Instagram for some questions you guys have asked me, so I'm gonna do my makeup and chat to you at the same time. Before I start, as you can see, my lips are a little bit sore at the moment. I've also got I've got like a weird eczema thing on my neck, and my eye, it's also got a dry patch on it. I think it's just because it's winter and it's so cold at the moment. It kind of flares up every now and again, and it's so hard to know if it's like product related or weather related or stress or diet or anything. I have recently tried to up my skincare game though. 2020, one of my New Year's resolutions is to get back into having like a proper good skincare routine, because obviously whilst being pregnant and then whilst having a baby, I stripped it right back to just cleanse, serum, moisturize, just literally like a 3-step routine, and my skin needs more. I'm 31, 2? Genuinely don't know if I'm 31 or 32. I was born in 87. December. I think I'm 31. My skin needs more than that, so I have been adding a load of new products into my routine, ones that I've used before mainly, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I will share that with you soon. If you guys want to see my like updated skincare routine, I will do that. But it's now 1:30 and I haven't done my skin since this morning, so I thought before I start I would just kind of, you know, put on the last 2 products that I would put on in my like morning skincare routine. So I'm just gonna use this Josh Rosebrook Hydrating Accelerator facial mist. So this will add a nice like hydration to my skin, because it needs it. It needs all the hydration it can get. And then this is new. It's from Elemis and it's called Superfood. Why can't I read that? Probably because I'm 31 or 32. Seeker Calm Hydration Juice. I've only been using this for a couple of days, but I absolutely love it. If you have like quite sensitive skin, oh, it's so cooling. It's like got cucumber and aloe vera and stuff in it. I think it literally feels, I don't understand how it feels so like cool on the skin. And also, like, you know how some serums are like really wet? This is a good one if you want to do like a little facial massage, because it like moves around the skin really nicely. That is going to make my skin nice and hydrated. I think that's the key. If you want to do like glowy makeup, it's all about the nice like glowy light layers. So talking about glowy light layers, I'm going to use this, and it's new from NARS. This is their Tinted Glow Booster. I did a little comparison on Instagram between this and the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, because they seem very similar, and they are. I actually think the finish is almost identical. It gives a nice kind of glowy but not glittery like finish, and you can use it under makeup, or you can use it on top of makeup, just on your cheekbones and down your nose or something. I actually think I might prefer the NARS one, just because I feel like it spreads easier on the face, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury one, especially because of the applicator, it's like a giant doe foot applicator, I find that easier to just kind of put on at the end on top of makeup. So this is really, really nice. I'm using the shade Light Calvoya, so I'm just taking a pump of that and using that as a base. So it's not really like a primer, it's more just like a light glowy base, and I really didn't put much on there because I've got a product that I'm going to put on afterwards on my foundation. It's quite tacky, but I don't really mind that. Just realised that I can't use the camera as a mirror because I can't see anything. Let's use this Marc Jacobs bronzer. It has like a giant mirror in it. So before I do my foundation, let's get a question from Instagram. Do you want any pets? That's a nice easy one, and I'm going to answer it whilst putting on my It Cosmetics CC cream. I just haven't found another foundation that I like as much as this. I really enjoyed the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser, but it's kind of like thinner and I like the thickness of this. I'm still mixing fair and light. These are like almost used up, but I definitely have backups. And I used this with the Smashbox, what is this called? Blurring foundation brush. I can't seem to find this anywhere whenever I look in stores, but it's probably online, so I will link it. And this is the best foundation brush I have ever used. It is the perfect shape. I need to clean my brushes though. So do I want any pets? I think so. I always grew up with pets. I find the idea of having pets, like especially a dog and young kids, quite stressful. I already have like no time to do anything. So if I had to walk a dog, that just kind of stresses me out a bit. I do think it's nice for kids to have animals around. So I'm lucky that my parents have our dog Juno, so that Gray's always around her and she loves dogs. I think eventually we might, like when our kids are older, we might get a dog. I'd love a cat, but I don't really know how a cat flap would work with our back doors, like, you know, the glass aluminium doors. I don't really know how we'd have a cat flap, and I'm not massively into the idea of like an indoor cat. So at the moment, no plans for any pets. But I reckon one day, I think Rich would really want a dog as well. He also had one growing up. So I'm just buffing this all into the skin. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because you're not going to be able to see. There you go. For me, like, I always have the best makeup when I really take my time. So I just really take my time to buff it into the skin. I know this is personal, but how long did it take you to try for a baby before getting pregnant? I get asked this question all the time, and I get it, because when you're trying, when you're in that moment, you just want to know, like, is it just me? Is this the same for everyone? I think for me, before trying to have Gray, I really didn't know much about how it all works, which is a joke. Like, they should definitely teach you in school. I don't think they taught me in school, unless I just wasn't listening. I'm just going to use the Bare Minerals Bare Pro concealer, by the way. I'm going to try using my fingers today instead of a brush, because I feel like that might make it blend in nicer. So I didn't really know how it worked, and if I'm honest, I know I probably sound stupid, I didn't realise that we as women only ovulate for like 3 days of the entire month. I spent my whole life being so scared about getting pregnant. I thought like at any point you can get pregnant, but you can only really get pregnant over those 3 days. So when I actually wanted to get pregnant, I realized that it's really quite a short frame where you can get pregnant. And you know, when people say like, we're not trying, but we're not trying, I don't really understand how that works, because you know exactly when you need to try if you want to. So I found it really hard, because when I came off the pill, you guys probably know this already, my periods were all over the place. Like, I was having like 42, 62 day cycles. So all the apps that were like, you're ovulating now, were just wrong, because I was basing that on having like a 28 day cycle, which is not what I was having. So I found it really tricky, like in that way, to get pregnant. I actually think my body was okay in terms of being able to get pregnant, but I just couldn't figure out when I was ovulating. So I actually ended up using ovulation sticks, which were like little bits of paper that you wee on, and the line goes a certain colour if you're ovulating. And it took about 7 months for me to work that out. So 7 months of trying. I'd say like 4 or 5 months of like, you know, really wanting it to happen and getting quite annoyed when like I'd get my period and realise that your like negative pregnancy test and realised that I wasn't getting the timing right. It was quite frustrating, but yeah, 7 months, that's not actually that long compared to most people. And obviously some people have actual fertility problems, which is just, I can't even imagine how hard that must be. I've just used my finger to blend that in, and I've never actually done that before, and it's so much better. What I normally do is kind of put it on and then use this brush from Real Techniques, but I end up putting way too much on. I'm going to do that in future. So I'm just going to put a little bit around my nose and on my nose, and just keep using my finger. As long as I've washed my hands, it's quite important, otherwise I think it will just give me bad skin. This is just the best concealer. I love it so much. My friend Debs, who is allergic to fragrance, like properly allergic, can't use it in anything, she uses the Bare Minerals, haven't got fragrance in it, so it's really good to know if you are quite an allergic person, this is a really good concealer to use. Also, I put this on my Instagram, but this perfume, which is like one of my favorites, is Eccentric Molecule 01. She's allergic to fragrance, obviously she had to stop wearing all perfumes, but this literally has one molecule in it. It hasn't got linolin or linalool, which is like the fragrance she's allergic to, so she can wear it, and she was so excited when she found out. So if you are allergic to fragrance, I mean, definitely look into it first before trying, but this might be a perfume that you can actually use. It's like a fragrance-free fragrance. I don't even understand how it works, but I love it. It smells amazing. If you don't know about this perfume, by the way, it's really weird. It like doesn't smell of anything when you spray it on paper, but it reacts with your natural skin's pH and smells amazing when you put it on your skin. That spot's kind of showing through, but I'm just going to leave it because this is just like an everyday makeup. I'm not going to go like, you know, I'm not trying to cover every kind of blemish on my skin. Let's get another question. Did you get underfloor heating? Where? And do you use it with Nest? I've got quite a few like home questions. This, by the way, is the Chanel Bronze, oh, I always forget the name, Soleil Tan de Chanel, which is their cream bronzer. Sorry, mine looks so disgusting, but this is great. And I use this brush, which I got literally in like 2014, I think, when I went to IMATS. I can't even remember where it's from. It's that brand. It's like a Japanese brand. It's just a good fluffy brush, and I just twirl it in there. Swirl it? Twirl it? Swirl. Yes, we have underfloor heating downstairs, not in the hallway, just in the main part of our house, like the kitchen and the lounge. And we got the one like with water, not the electric one, like the proper underfloor heating. It works so well. We love it. It's really like an efficient way of having heating downstairs. We don't have, oh yeah, we do have Nest. I get confused between Nest and Hive. Yeah, we have Nest. And actually what we ended up doing at a later date, which we didn't realise, is we've split our heating. So there's a separate Nest upstairs and downstairs. Because there's underfloor heating downstairs and radiators upstairs, they kind of require different things, because we were finding that like one upstairs would get really hot, downstairs wouldn't be warm enough. So we've actually split them, and it's really good Nest because you can do it from your phone. So like, for an example, when you're coming back from holiday, you can like put the heating on so that it's warm when you get home. That is just one of those things, like, oh, it's just so helpful. So and also when we're sitting downstairs, we can like check what the temperature is upstairs for grey, and we can change it, and it goes on like eco mode when we're out, so it switches off. It's just very efficient, and yeah, we love it. So I'm putting a little bit of bronzer on, not too much. I think it's kind of picking up on camera. I feel like everything's a bit more pale on camera. This is just such a nice bronzer. And I really also like the Milk makeup one, but because of the packaging, it's kind of, I really like this one, how you can get the brush in. I find it much easier to use. I'm going to do my brows now. I always do my brows after bronzer. I don't know why, but I just feel like this is the opportunity where I always want to do them. And I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 4.5. The next question is, how are you finding your mum body? I think you look great, but you've struggled previously. It's a tricky one because I don't want, actually, to be fair, I don't have young people watching my videos, so I don't really have to worry about that. I don't have any under 18-year-olds. But I obviously don't want to like talk negatively about my body, because that's just not really, you know, that's not very body positivity, is it? But if I'm honest, I am struggling with it. I feel much better about my body now than I did maybe a few months ago, but I can't explain it. I just don't really feel like me, and I feel frustrated that clothes don't fit me the way they used to, and I don't want to go out and buy a whole new, you know, set of clothes, because I hopefully want to go back to a little bit how I was before. So I just feel like I'm hovering in between, and it's a bit of a weird feeling. It's not even my like tummy that I'm like worried about. By the way, my C-section scar is so awful. It's like keloid, you know, when a scar raises and goes really red. It's just awful. I think I scar really easily. It's not my stomach, it's my hips and thighs, because I'm just so used to wearing like high-waisted jeans and tucked in tops. That was really my style before having a baby. So now I'm really struggling with like that, and when I look at myself in the mirror, it just doesn't really feel like it looks like me. It's really hard to explain. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. I can definitely live with it, but I have started a PT, which I'm going to do once a week, and then when I get a bit stronger, I'm going to start Reformer Pilates as well, and hopefully I would just like feel better. It's good for me to do a bit of exercise anyway to be healthy, but maybe just like one size down. I've gone up 2 sizes. I don't expect to be the same as I was before. I'm not going to be the same in any way. If I could maybe drop 1 size, I would be happy, but I'm not going like hardcore with it. I don't have time. I'm using the Blink Brow Bar Clear Brow Gloss, by the way. I've always loved their clear brow gel, and I think this is new, and I absolutely love it because the brush is so long, which makes it really, really easy to just like swipe through your brows. I go to Blink to get my brows threaded, so I always pick up one of these when I go. Okay, now I'm going to use a cream blusher. This is from Nude Sticks, and it's Estee's shade. It's the Salty Siren. Really, really lovely cream blusher. So I just pop that on the apples of my cheeks, and then I use a brush just to blend it in. It blends really nicely, just adds like a little bit of colour without being too much. What surprised you most about motherhood? Okay, so the serious answer is like how much I love her. I know people like love their kids, but I don't think I understood the feeling of that, like, what's it called? Undeniable? No, I don't know, like intense love. Like, I love Rich. Rich loves me, but it's very, very different type of love. And we both understand that. And I love how much he loves her. Like, he 100% loves her more than he loves me. And I love that about him. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, you don't get like jealous, obviously. I love her so much, and the feeling of that love is like really surprised me, actually. You know, I used to like get FOMO about things all the time and like be on my phone all the time, but when I'm with her, I don't care about what else is going on at all. I have no FOMO, like I'm just happy with her, and that's such a nice like content feeling. So that has surprised me. The not so serious thing that surprised me about motherhood is how often you have to cut their nails. No one warns you of that. It is absolutely ridiculous. Babies' nails, kids' nails, grow at the speed I've never seen anything like it. Every 2 days, maybe, they need cutting. We've had 2 traumatic incidents where we've cut her finger. The last one was so awful that we are no longer using nail clippers. It was just so traumatic. You can get little baby nail files, or we find just biting them works, but it really is like an annoying thing that we have to do all the time that I just wasn't aware of before. So heads up. This is a new step that I've been adding into my makeup routine, and this is the Glossier Future Dew, and it's oil serum mix. I think they probably suggest putting this on your skin before your makeup. I find it like way too sticky for that. Where's the brush that I would like? This one. I find it too sticky. It annoys me, that makes my hands gross. So what I've actually been doing is putting it on this brush. This is the same brush I did my blusher with. I put on a little drop, and then I just tap it on my cheekbones, and it just adds this kind of, it's almost clear, but it's a little bit pink sheeny, like dewy glow. And this is definitely what you guys have been seeing in my Instagram stories and asking. Look at that, it just adds such a, sorry, I feel like I'm making a really weird face, but it adds such a nice like wet look. I love this product so much. One of my favorite Glossier products for a long time. So now we are on to eyes. What's the best advice for starting solids with a 6-month-old baby? I will talk properly about weaning, I think, in another video, but the top bit of advice would be to watch lots of videos of choking versus gagging. They are different things. I think they say that like choking is a silent like, and gagging is when they make a noise, and it's a natural reflex for babies to gag. And usually what happens is they bring up the food and then they try and chew it again, and you just have to be so patient, and it's so scary. The more I watched videos on babies gagging on food, the better it made me feel and understand, you know, when to be worried and when not, and what's normal and what's not, because it's really scary when you first start seeing your baby like gagging on food. So definitely watch those videos. There's also a girl called SR Nutrition on Instagram who's great to follow. By the way, before I do my eyeshadow, a viewer messaged me on Instagram the other day, and she sent me this whole long message. It was really nice, and she was like, love from Anastasia Caramel Girl, and I knew exactly what she meant straight away. In like 2015 or 16, me and Anna did a meetup with Mac, and there was a girl there, and she had the most amazing, she had this like really warm brown eyeshadow on, and then just I didn't even think she was wearing mascara, but if so, just like a tiny bit of mascara and nothing else. And she looked incredible. And she was wearing Anastasia Beverly Hills Caramel eyeshadow. And me and Anna went out and bought it and loved it for years. And I totally forgot about it until she messaged me, and I knew exactly what she meant when she said that. And I remember the Mac event and Carnaby Street and everything. And I've just dug out this eyeshadow. It looks like this. I mean, this must be years old, but it's powder, so it's fine. And I'm so excited to use this. I'm not gonna use it today because this is meant to be just my like everyday glowy makeup routine, but I'm gonna try, oh my God, it didn't break. That was so close. I'm gonna try using this all over the eye, like eyelid, with like a tiny bit of mascara. I'm in the market for a new mascara. A lot of mine are really like chunky, and I want something that's a bit more delicate. I know there's the Estee Lauder Little Black mascara, I think it's called. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations, maybe the Glossier one as well. I definitely want to try that look. But today I'm gonna use MAC Groundwork. I use this almost every day on mum days, even on like work days. It's a cream eyeshadow. It's kind of not too warm, not too cool, somewhere in between, and it's just a really nice, easy cream shadow. I tend to just take a fluffy brush and apply it straight on. Let me get another question. What is one thing in London I should do when I visit in June? I mean, there's so many things. I need to release my London maps, by the way. Have I mentioned this in a video yet? I have been creating these maps on Google to show you all of my like favorite places to go. So I think I'm going to do like a London food one and a London coffee one. And the whole idea is that when you're just out and about, you can be like, what's near me, rather than like planning your day around it. I've been doing mine as lists rather than maps. I kind of like the way lists works because you can follow it and then it kind of saves it on the side. It's really hard to explain. Maybe I'll do like a little tutorial or something in another video. So I need to do my London one. But on the weekend, me and Rich spent the day in East London and Shoreditch, and it's just such a cool vibe there. I love like Redchurch Street, Box Park, there's like Dinorama, and then now in Spitalfields Market, which is obviously a really cool place to go, and it's not too busy and touristy. Right in the centre, they've got this kind of new food bit. It's a bit like a Time Out Market. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Time Out Market in other countries, but it's really cool. Like, you know, you can trust all the food. It's not like random food stands, and it's delicious, delicious food, lots of Asian food. So I would say go there, do that, and it's such a fun day. I forgot to apply my makeup whilst talking. It's quite hard to do both. Ew, that brush needs cleaning. Let me use this one. I actually think this shadow is probably drying out a little bit, but you see, it's just so subtle, but like the perfect everyday colour. I'm using a really light hand and then just buffing out the edges. I don't think I'm going to go underneath. Sometimes I do, but not today. I'm really liking the very like minimal eye look at the moment. Just a bit of shadow and a bit of mascara and not even any eyeliner. I have been using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but I think mine's running out. So I just dug this out for my makeup collection. It's the Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I haven't used this before, so I don't actually know if this is any good, but we all have a go and see. Someone asked what are my traveling plans for this year. I haven't got any at the moment. I'd like to go away with Gray, especially like when she gets a bit older and enjoys like swimming and stuff. Well, this mascara is intense, so I'm not gonna press very hard because I don't want like crazy mascara today. That's actually really nice. Maybe going away in Easter with my sister and her family. Haven't decided actually. I'm not sure if I'll be able to go on any brand trips. It's always really hard to like figure that out because me and Rich like take turns doing work days. If I would stay overnight somewhere, I'd have to like get back before he has to leave for work. So I don't really know how that works, which is a bit of a shame. Obviously, I hate to like miss out and stuff, but we shall see what happens this year. It's like a little bit, I reckon this is better for like a night out, this mascara. It's like a bit clumpy. I definitely need to get like a more natural mascara. I have a bit of the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream on my lips from earlier, and then I think I'm gonna use some of this, which I picked up when I was in Brighton from Boots. It's the Elizabeth Arden, oh, it doesn't say the name on it. I think it's her lip oils. I just thought these looked really interesting, and I knew they'd be quite gentle on my lips. So the colour is in the middle, and then you kind of squeeze it, or you could probably apply it straight onto your lips, but I'm just gonna squeeze it onto my finger. And it just leaves a really nice like wash of colour. Like press it into the lips. Feels really nice on, not sticky at all. Reminds you a little bit of the Clarins Instant Light, but it hasn't got that kind of foam applicator, which I found a little bit gross. I wish my natural lip colour was a bit more pink because then I wouldn't have to wear anything, but they are a little bit pale, so I just like to put a little bit of that on, and I think that looks really nice. So that's my everyday makeup at the moment. Some really nice products there. I really like the new NARS Tinted Glow Booster, almost remembered it there. Really enjoying the Glossier, even just to like apply on the cheekbones at the end of doing my makeup. Loving the cream blusher, perfect shade. And yeah, and the little lip oil as well. Those are probably the standout favourites that I've just been using. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do some more beauty videos. I think I'm definitely going to do my like updated skincare routine. I just want to try it for a little bit longer to make sure everything's good. I've also been trying some new supplements because I figured, you know, I've tried so much when it comes to the whole like eczema thing, and I haven't actually tried like supplements properly, and there are some really amazing ones, especially like beauty supplements that are meant to do great things for your hair and skin. So I've actually ordered 2, but I don't want to take them at the same time because then I won't know if they're working. So I've started one. Apparently you should see effects after 1 month, so I will give those a go and then give the other ones a go and report back if I feel like they're actually making a difference to my skin and my hair and my well-being. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.